Hey everybody, I am Chris Thompson. I'm here with
Mike Mandel.
And we are from Mike Mandel Hypnosis. We teach hypnosis online and in person all around the world. And actually this came from one of our students. So we're going to address the idea of how do you deal with complex issues in hypnosis sessions. We're talking about when someone comes in and maybe they have an eating disorder, or maybe they have bad food cravings, or they want to lose weight, but then you find out that there's also some past trauma, and there's also that they lack confidence and all these other issues.
Right, even in the most basic level. I've dealt with spider phobias, and it's not just afraid of spiders, they're afraid of spiders, and they're afraid of hairy spiders, and they're afraid of huge spiders, and they're afraid of spider webs, and there's all different aspects, even to one problem.
Right, so our student who posted a question had a client that came in with, let's say, physical issues in this case, and alcoholic parents, wants to feel calmer, stronger, and healthier. Where do you start in a session like that?
Well, focus on the big chunks. Focus on principles. In the Mandel Model of Therapy, we always say de-traumatize first. So if there's some horrendous past event, they're carrying chronic pain, whatever it is, or emotional pain, get rid of that first, because whatever else you're working with, that now gives you more of a tabula rasa, a clean slate to work from.
And when you have a clean slate to work from, then you can build strong resource states, right? Now, what are we talking about when we say build strong resource states?
Well, help them. It be in an empowered state where you feel strong, where you feel victorious, and then you can move from that position into destroying all the bad stuff. In fact, you can wreck a lot of bad stuff so it doesn't affect you by piling enough positive resources on.
Okay, and once you've done that, you are going to be dealing with what exactly in each session?
Here's the key. I tell my students all the time, deal with what's presenting now. So when you get rid of any kind of trauma, what is the person going through right now? So they come to you for eating disorder, whatever, that you're going to help them with. But they're saying, oh, I've got this high anxiety because my stepmother's coming to live with us. That's what's presenting. So before you deal with the eating disorder, help them get past the anxiety of the stepmother arriving. So deal with what's on the surface.
And as you said, that's in the Mandel Model of Therapy. We teach this in detail inside of the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. And of course, when we talked about de-traumatizing first, we're talking there about significant past events, right? Like you want to discharge the emotions, and there's multiple ways of doing this. We often talk about what?
NLP, direct suggestion in hypnosis. You can do some of the tapping regimens like my 6-step method. You can do timelines. You can do mindscaping or
regression to cause.
Regression to cause.
Ideomotor work.
Sure. There's all kinds of ways of going after these things. So you're going to deal with what presents, but if there's an underlying trauma, get rid of that as well. Build resources and install them. Make sure the person gets the continuance of suggestion. So you put them in a resourceful state and let them bring that out of the trance with them.
Right. And then you could also teach them how to ask empowering questions and then use the hypnosis to actually reinforce that as homework for them. Post-hypnotic suggestion that they will create and use their own empowering questions. You can teach them to be at cause, which we've talked about in many videos as well, rather than being at effect. And of course, we can use techniques like breathing shifts and John Grinder's chain of excellence.
Reframing things, associating people into past resources and bring them forward. You can anchor stuff. All of these tools are available to you. So deal with what's presenting.
Right. So you've got to decide what you're actually working on, what you're building these resources for. So when you're dealing with what's presenting, we're talking about anxiety might be in the way, as you just said, right?
Fix
that first. Then you can move on to fixing things like bad habits, building their confidence, or whatever it is that they've come to you for. So
and remember too, the client intake is where you're going to get a lot of this information. So do a thorough intake, not talking about the problem, but you want to unpack this enough that you know where to begin to intervene, that your client gets the maximum ecological result.
And I think that's a perfect way to end this video, because inside of the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, you get included a full course called The Architecture of Change, where we actually taught it in Las Vegas, and it takes you through the entire process of doing that interview and designing the change work session, everything. So it's an awesome training. Check out the links under this video. You'll find the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. You can start with a free trial. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, smash that bell as they say, or smash that subscribe button.
Ring that pecker.
These days. There we go. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again,
and
good night. Brilliant.